This is a 10-week transformation case study of Tapas. These are long-term plans. And, I will start with his background story. Then we will get into how he transformed his entire lifestyle from his eating habits to his sleep hygiene. You can say overall consistency as well. So, little background about him. He is a 34-year-old IT employee, and before joining WildFit, and even way before that, during COVID, he had fell severely ill because of the coronavirus, and at that time he realized that his lifestyle needs to be improved. And that was one, you can say, eye-opening moment for him to take his fitness seriously. And he, thereafter, he joined many gyms and he tried to get on with the fitness routine. It didn't really work out very well for him as nothing was structured. So that's when he came to the offer, and that's exactly what we do. We provide structured workout habits as well as diet habits along with excellent training. So that's the thing that he was looking for. And when he came to us, he had many health issues. First was definitely obesity. Along with that, there was fatty liver, and also his testosterone was really low. It was around only 130 and binge eating. So that was something he had quit by himself only before joining us. But the side effects from there, the challenges we had was hypothyroidism, grade 2 fatty liver. Okay. Akash was a performance coach, nutritionist, of course. Comparative analysis, just a gist of how much weight we lost overall. So there is a drop of around, you can say, 7 kgs. Okay, so this is the analysis. You can see that the body fat mass has decreased by a significant way. This is his fitness assessment. So in the measurements, you can see that he has lost around 2 inches from the neck, from the chest around 4 inches, from the arm 1 inch, from the waist also 4 inches, hips around 3 inches, thigh 2 inches, calves also close to 1 inch. Okay, and here you can see his blood pressure. Initially, we also realized that he was suffering from hypertension, but it was undiagnosed. So we did suggest him to visit the doctor for the same, but he rather chose that he would like to stick to the lifestyle changes to improve upon the same. And as of today, it is in the normal range. You can see his flexibility test. Initially, his body was very stiff because of his prior lifestyle, and after 3 months, there was a significant improvement. And as we are speaking, we are still working on the flexibility. Okay. So this is fitness assessment evaluation, as we discussed right now. His cardiorespiratory fitness was of course poor because of the side effects from blood pressure. It was of course out of range. He could not perform all the exercises in the muscular interval stress. Flexibility was not there. Kind of, be consistent and improve his overall health and stress management. Okay. You can see the mean frequency and style. So, he used to eat fairly a healthy diet. So, we didn't face much challenge in terms of that. So, you can see here that he prefers North Indian cuisine. And he, in all 3 meals, he had a very strong appetite for his breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And he didn't have any food dislikes as such. So, that was also a plus point for us. His sleep levels were like kind of moderate, but it was a kind of a disturbed sleep. He would sleep 8 hours, but he would get up multiple times throughout that day. Okay. And medication and intoxication, there was no intoxication, but yeah, his medication, he was assuming the thyroid medication early in the morning at this time. We had also conducted the blood reports, which we would be viewing at the end of this consultation. So these are the initial changes in the nutrition. Firstly, after his counseling, I realized that he was following a fairly healthy diet. All I had to do was reduce the carbohydrates, add some good quality protein foods. So that is overall satiety level. And the first plan only, you can say Brazil nuts, and so let's go into the first plan that we shared. Before that, I would like to mention that almost, okay, this is the starting point of weight gain process. You can see here. And also we had put him on a, you can say, a walking regimen as well. We had asked him to complete 5K steps every day, like after dinner or two. We was doing it 3 to 4 times a week. Also, tips like meditation was mainly in form of breathing exercises. So we started very slow. The first thing was to understand his body. Based on the 1 week assessment at that point of time, workout pattern was created for a basic diet plan was created. Week 2 also kind of like the same, just trying to focus for the workout pattern. Increase the intensity gradually. This is his first BCA, his first diet plan, his first workout plan. And the Brazil nuts was added to improve the hypothyroidism because we all know Brazil nut is rich in selenium. Selenium is important for thyroid hormone. So that's the reason it was added. And this is the only, you can say, food which is very nutrient dense in terms of selenium in the world. There is no other particular ingredient that can proceed. And also there comes a limit to how many you can have in a day. So a general recommendation is 2 to 3. Exceeding this recommendation can lead to stomach distress mainly. So it's important that this is communicated with. As you can see here in the breakfast, it's a standard Indian breakfast, low in sugar, basic sugar, idlis, along with the ingredients. Initially, I had kept the diet little moderate on fat just to promote satiety, as he had very strong. Even after providing this diet, he complained of feeling. But I told him that within a week, that's it get better by addition of little bit of fiber. Lunch, you can see here, 100 grams of paneer was added. But at that point of time, he didn't have access to chicken as he could not prepare chicken. Later on, definitely he was also sticking to chicken as well. And dinner also, you can see here, an option of eggs, not paneer as well. Coming to week 3, week 4, again, the week 3 and week 4, we observed that his strength was improving. And also some basic supplementations on upper body and lower body, as you can see. So now let's get into what changes had come by those starting of week 3. So by week 3, I dropped almost, it's a 1.7 kilos. Okay, so that is around, you can say, a significant change. And at that point of time, the diet was changed to a way where the overall fat content was reduced and overall carbohydrate content was also reduced to promote more fat loss. The Brazil nuts were kept constant here, but what changed in terms of supplementation was we added multivitamin, we added LIF52 DS. At that point of time, LIF6 was not created. And here are the dosages of things. In the breakfast, carbohydrates were reduced. From 3 eggs, we went to 1 whole egg and 5 eggs for the protein. Lunch was kept more or less similar. And also in the dinner, from 3 whole eggs, an option of 5 eggs was given. And paneer was mentioned just because once in a week he follows a vegetarian diet, hence paneer is mentioned here. Otherwise, he was sticking mostly to egg whites milk. And coming to the supplementation again, in the dinner time, 2 tablets of curcumin was also added to help his liver as well as improve the overall, you can say, inflammation and bring it down, and also to, you can say, help manage his stress. And we all know that curcumin can have a strong effect on the mind as well. It has calming effects. So that's that. Now let's move forward. Coming to week 5 and week 6. So again, that upper lower body split was maintained over here by increasing the intensity testosterone as he was progressing, and also carbohydrates in the diet was reduced even well. And in the 6th week, we observed a very great thing, that is endurance, which was the main focus that we had kept in mind, had started to improve. And also his strength was like just shooting through the sky. He was hitting PRs every week. So that was the great thing we observed by the end of the 6th. So let's see what happened in terms of diet was what we were following in the week 5 and week 6. So here you can see the BCA by start of week 5, he had dropped more weight. It came down to 102.9. So that was a very great result, which showed this, gave us confidence that his body was responding really well to the pattern that we had given. Okay. And coming back to here, if you see the breakfast, we had increased the egg whites from 5 to, you can say, 6 or 7 in an attempt to improve the overall protein content that was there in his overall diet. Again, lunch was kept more or less the same. Dinner, again, we had shifted into, you can say, a carbohydrate cycling pattern, where for 4 days he was having just egg whites and sauteed vegetables, and on 3 days he was having 1 multigrain roti along with 6 to 7 egg whites and little bit of pork. So this pattern, we'll see that in future how well it has done. In terms of supplementation, there was an addition of omega-3. So omega-3 was again added to help with overall, you can say, heart health, joint health, and also to, in an attempt to improve his formula parameters. Okay. So let's move on to the week 7 and week 8. In week 7 also, the workout pattern was the same, just trying to increase the intensity overall. Okay, and further carbohydrate cycling was introduced, means we had made the carbohydrate cycling a little bit more strict, we can say, to boost the overall fat loss, and we'll see ahead how it has overall, helped him in losing more. Now in week 8 also, he started showing further improvement in the endurance system compared to the previous, as it is very apparent here in the graphs. Okay. So let's move on to what pattern was exactly found. As you can see here, by end of the 6th week and start of 7th week, he had lost almost 2 kilos. So carbohydrate cycling basically worked really, and after this BCA was done, we had introduced a little bit of a more strict pattern where carbohydrate was completely eliminated from the breakfast. And at this point of time, LiftFix was created and launched, and we had chosen this particular case as a case study from LiftFix. So LiftFix was added to him for breakfast as well as after dinner. So that's the change that you can see here. Coming back to night, again lunch was very constant. The breakfast we completely eliminated the whole eggs and we made it 8 egg whites and 2 veggie nuts. At this point of time, we made the Brazilian nut in day for 2. Let's do the breakfast. Lunch was constant. The snacks, again, it was constant. The dinner also, you can see, was just the same time. And the only addition we made here was adding vitamins in terms of supplements
Right,
and
right, right.
eliminating the carbohydrate.
Agreed.
So let's move on to the ninth and tenth week.
We were at
Products I'll
peak.
give you it. So on the
I
ninth week,
never,
we
might is
increased the
the it was on
intensity
the
of
words to
work when
come
we
down.
added
I never thought only.
L-carnitine is what we were doing.